Matthew chapter 18. Matthew chapter 18. And we're going to begin reading in your hearing verse number 1. Matthew chapter 18, beginning at verse number 1. And the word of God reads on this wise. Here's what it says. At the same time came the disciples unto Jesus, saying, Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Jesus called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except you be converted, and become as little children, you shall not inherit or enter into the kingdom of heaven. For whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. And we are daring to believe and have the audacity to believe that God wants more for us as children than to just live and survive. That Jesus paid such a great cost. He shed his blood. He gave his life. That we would not just exist and wait for him to call us home to heaven, but that we would indeed walk in his glory, and that we would be carriers of his anointing, and that we would represent his best. And so I don't know about you, but I believe that I'm living my best life now. The text here, Jesus says that if you're going to be great in the kingdom, not great in the world, because they have a different definition for being great. In the kingdom, the purpose of greatness is for you to be a servant. The purpose for greatness is for you to exemplify how good God is. The reason you want to be great in the kingdom is because God's going to use your life to bless somebody else. That's why you can't just settle with getting a good job and living in a nice house. You can't just stop when you find a dependable car, and when you get married and get in the right relationship, or when you finally get what you asked God for. That's not the pinnacle of your life. You have not walked in greatness until your life becomes a blessing to somebody else. Jesus today, in his own words, says that if you're going to be great in the kingdom, you got to be humble like a child. Amen. And I want to say today, great people are humble. Great people are humble. Now in the world, great people are not always humble. As a matter of fact, in the world, when you get a few initials after your name, when you get a few accounts in your portfolio, when you get a few dollars in your bank account, when you get up off the east side, finally get your piece of the pie. Boy, I wish I had some help in here, amen. In the world, it seems like the more you get, the bigger your head gets. And promotion has a way, and increase has a way of going to the head of folk that God didn't make them great. When you become great because you worked so hard, because you were so smart, and because you made sacrifices, and your greatness came by what you did, it has a way of inflating your head. It has a way. Man, I've seen some people get a little title, get a little status, get a little power, get a little authority. They had, that's why they ain't been to church. They had to be to fit through the door, and they ain't been to church in a while, because everything they got, God didn't give it to them. Everything they got it on their own. They may look great, but that's the epitome of arrogance. That's a picture of pride. I want to tell you a quick story about a man who became a VP. He became a VP, got a little promotion on his job, got his name put on his door, got one of them corner offices, and got a little big head, and got a little pride in his life. And everywhere he went, he was telling folk, I'm a VP. He couldn't even have a conversation unless he informed somebody that he was a VP. My God, amen. After a while, his own wife got tired of him talking about how he was a VP, amen, and promoting himself, boasting in himself. And she said, oh man, be quiet. She said, everybody a VP. She said, they even got VPs down at the supermarket. They got a VP of the P section. Come on. He feeling a little deflated. You know, can't nobody bring you back down to size like somebody that loves you. Man, your wife have a way to get you. She'll check you if you can't check yourself. I hope you have a husband that'll check you if you can't check yourself. But you know how he do when she left out the room and he got a little private time, he went and got on the phone. Called down to the supermarket. I want to speak to the VP of the P section. The person on the other end of the phone said, which one, fresh or frozen? They didn't just have one VP, they had two VPs. And he said, man, you got to make sure that your success don't go to your head. That when God bless you, you got to realize that you ain't bigger than the God. That, man, I wish I had some help in here. And so he says that if you're going to be great in the kingdom, you got to be humble like a child. And I began to think about this. I began to think about my own childhood. I began to think about my own children. And I began to try to figure out, what did he picture? What did he mean when he used a child to give us a picture of the kind of humility that will make you great? The first thing I thought about is how trusting a child is. Man, a child will trust you without question. Children are gullible and they are vulnerable. That's at least until they figure out you're a liar. Amen. They are trusting. Don't y'all look at me like that. They will take your word to the bank until they figure out that you won't keep your word. You tell them you're going to bring them a toy home, man, they can wait till you get there because everything in them said that you said it and you're going to do what you said. You tell them you're going to buy something at the end when you pick them up from school, man, all day long they've been waiting on it because you said you was going to buy them something when you picked them up from school. And I began to think about Jesus. He said that we got to have that same kind of blind trust that children have, because we get to the place where God said He's going to do it, and because somebody else let you down, now you don't believe that God is going to keep His word. And it happens, you know, when you've been betrayed a few times, adults don't trust like children trust. We don't trust like we've been lied on and lied to too many times. We got to verify stuff. We got to trust but verify. Man, I wish I had some help in here, amen. You know what that trust but verify. You don't take nobody at their word. The preacher can say it. You better trust but verify. The husband can tell you looking at him a little cross because the last joker you had didn't keep his word. Now you got a good husband. You don't trust him either. You think he's going to do what the last, so you're going to trust him, but you still verify. Y'all looking at me like y'all don't know what I'm talking about, amen? Man, I come into church and the chair should be able to hold me, but I'm seeing make sure the legs go. Once you fall in a time or two, you don't trust that easy. Once you've been betrayed a time or two, you don't trust that easily. It doesn't matter who promised you. Once you've been burned a time or two, you don't trust that easily. But God says that in order for you to be great and get what He has for you, you got to trust the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding, and in all your ways acknowledge Him and let Him direct your path. But we don't trust that easily. He said He's going to do it, but but we don't trust him. He said he'll make a way, but we don't trust him. He said he'll heal you, but we don't trust him. He said he'll fight your battle, but you don't trust him. Not only, secondly, are children trusting, but children are transparent. Yes, they are. When they're young, they'll show you everything. They show you. Oh, you don't want to see no more. You're like, no, you 9 now. You 9 now. Boy, I wish I had some help. Y'all looking at me like, there was a time, when my daughter was like, Daddy, can you give me a bath? But now she's 7. Now she be closing the door. Oh, I love it, amen. That means she's growing up. She's coming into a sense of independence. Because that's what happens when we humans grow up. We come into a sense of independence. My little man, though, he ain't there yet. He's 5. And so he do stuff like he did this morning. He come in my room to take a shower. Instead he got a bathroom, he will come in my room to take a shower. Then he get out the shower, come on, I got to use the bathroom. I'm like, go use the bathroom. So he go and sit on the toilet, but he's still wet. And then I hear somebody come out, Daddy. I said, what's wrong with you, boy? He said, I tried to wipe. He said, I can't get any tissue off for me. He said, my love. I said, no. I said, I don't want to see that. I thank you for being transparent, but I want to see everything. I pulled off the big paper, said, get back in the shower. You got to wash that off. You got to wash. Man, boy, I wish I had some help in here. Amen. Children are trusting and children are transparent. That's why he said, if you're going to be great in the kingdom, you got to come like a little child, because we get grown, and instead of us showing, we start hiding everything. We don't want God to see the mess that's down on the inside of our